Everybody, I am Crypto Kip, and today we got quite a bit to talk about. We're going to talk about a little bit of the inflation data that is actually coming, not something we've talked about lately. Got to get back into that, make sure we're staying ahead of what's coming with the overall market. And of course, we'll talk about Bitcoin sitting at $28,000 today, but people are starting to wonder, is the Bitcoin rally exhausted, and is there an opportunity for an altcoin rally? Well, we're going to talk a little bit about why I'm thinking we might have a little bit of a move in altcoins. But is it a true altcoin season? That's a debate Blacksea and I have for you today. And on top of that, guys, we got to talk about some of the fear, some of the FUD going on in the crypto market, specifically for these exchanges. Crypto.com got back in the limelight. We talked about it in some videos last week, but got to do another kind of circle back on that. Now I got Blacksea on the stream. We got the community. Want to get your questions and talk a little bit about everything that's going on here in crypto and what we expect next. Of course, we would not have a live stream unless it was happening with my brother. Blacksea, how you doing?
Doing great. Super excited for this one, guys. Like always, definitely curious to see what happens with this new data from the Fed. It seems, since we're in such a data-driven market, we'll see what happens. See how volatile things will get. Maybe nothing will happen because nobody knows what's going to happen right now.
Yes, and that's exactly what I want to talk about too, because I think you and I are sharing the same opinion on that right now. Obviously, look, the crypto markets are doing well, and actually, interestingly enough, Bitcoin's moving up right now in a little bit of a way, back up to $1.19 trillion for the market cap. That's pretty great to see. Bitcoin dominance came down just a little bit, but out of the gates, and we'll get into the news real quick here, but Bitcoin up 3.8% over the last 7 days. Ethereum up 5.57%. This is the first time in a while I think we've seen Ethereum outperform Bitcoin, and some people are speculating that it might be due to the upgrade coming. And we're going to go through the article on the upgrade, but just at a glance, Blacksea, I mean, is this significant? Is this a significant move?
I think this is significant because this shows that even though Bitcoin dominance is coming up, some of these altcoins are still gaining some traction. Now, of course, when you put Bitcoin versus the altcoins, obviously the altcoins are bleeding against Bitcoin, but it still goes to show that we're still not ready for that big move to a higher level of Bitcoin dominance, like that 50% range. And we're not ready to pull that liquidity out of the altcoins yet. People still want to be investing in these altcoins, whether it be for the short term, they want to trade them, or for the long term even. I mean, 5.6% is pretty good for Ethereum. And I know I wouldn't really consider Ethereum an altcoin, but some of these other alts are definitely gaining some traction right now in a market condition where I would expect them not to be.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I don't think of Ethereum as an altcoin, but when you break it down, I really do think that you gotta kind of classify it as one. And I say that in this sense, Blacksea. When I see Ethereum rally like this, it kind of tickles me in a way where it makes me think, altcoin season. Is it an altcoin season? No, I'm going to say altcoin season doesn't come until like full-fledged bull market. But is there an altcoin rally coming? I'd say maybe. If you see Ethereum start to rally against Bitcoin like this, there's a chance for maybe not all altcoins, but some significant altcoins to start rallying against Bitcoin. At the end of the day, we've seen Bitcoin go up 70% over the last 3 months. I'd argue that the altcoins, Bitcoin goes up. Now we got to see some altcoins kind of catch up. I wouldn't be then surprised to see, Bitcoin take its next leg up, leave the altcoins in the dust again, and then the altcoins catch up. And so there's a game to be played about, having the Bitcoin, trading for some alts catch up, Bitcoin moves again.
You took the words out of my mouth there. Really, don't be surprised at all. We're seeing a little bit of an altcoin rally right now, but don't be surprised at all when Bitcoin has that 10,000 or maybe even, dare I say, a $20,000 price move in the span of a week. Don't be surprised when the altcoins drop 20% as Bitcoin's going up 60% in a week. Don't be surprised with that, because that's definitely kind of how all the bull markets start off. And I will say, granted, that this bear market and this part of the cycle, this 4-year cycle, has been significantly different based on the attention level that is in this bear market right now. Yeah. But all in all, don't be surprised at all if there's a move that's a drastic discrepancy in the way that Bitcoin is moving versus the altcoins. Don't be surprised.
Yeah, and why don't we throw a little poll in the chat? And I'll tell you, you just said, can Can Bitcoin get a $20,000 candle, a weekly candle in this bull market? I'm going to say personally, I believe it can, but I think it's going to happen in 2024, possibly 2025. It's going to be happening towards the very peak, at the ultimate FOMO piece of the bull market. Bitcoin's going to have to be very, very high priced. We're probably going to have to be over $100,000 in order to get that $20,000 candle, in my opinion. But Blacksea, why don't you throw out a poll? Oh, you got it out there. Let's see. Let us know what you guys think on that. It's going to be interesting to watch. A game.
I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised at all, especially if we're talking a increase in market cap of, let's say, not a $3 trillion market cap like the previous bull market, but let's say a $10 trillion. Sure, if $1 trillion gets injected into Bitcoin, I mean, there's definitely a chance that we see a big move like that, especially if there's some mass panic with some banks collapsing on top of that with some heavy-handed regulation. I could definitely see Bitcoin be primed for a massive move like that.
I'm just so excited for the days of FOMO, as every retail investor that isn't in crypto currently realizes, whoa, I got to get some crypto. We're going to be taking profit. They're going to be panic buying. It's going to be a beautiful time. Everybody in the chat, you should smash up the like button for that, because if you're here, I know you got some bags. I know you're going to be making some good money. Even if we don't get a $20,000 candle, which 75% of you believe we will, we're going to be making some money, and the FOMO days will come. And speaking of FOMO, Elon Musk, actually, let me go back here. Let's look at the Dogecoin price. Dogecoin up 30% over the last 7 days. Nothing really out of the ordinary for Dogecoin when it comes to it. But here's the story. Here's why it happened, guys. Elon Musk changed the Twitter logo to the Dogecoin cryptocurrency meme, the Shiba Inu dog. Not only Dogecoin pumped, but Shiba Inu jumped as well. And Blacksea, this is the thing that makes, this is the part of the story that makes me chuckle. Elon Musk teases the Dogecoin support with this logo and sends prices soaring amid the $258 billion row. Well, what does that mean? Well, last Friday, his lawyer asked the judge that's looking at this $258 billion lawsuit that is against Elon Musk for allegedly pumping and manipulating the price of Dogecoin back in the previous bull market. His lawyer last Friday asked the judge to dismiss the case. And then literally, what is it? I think he did it Sunday or Monday. Literally 2-3 days later, he comes out.
That's pretty great.
And he trolls the entire internet after he asked this judge to throw out. What is he doing?
I mean, honestly, is he purposely manipulating the market? No, I don't think he is really. I will be that guy to say that I think he's just having fun, and there's consequences to his fun because of his influence. I think it's pretty ridiculous though, and I more power to him. The more crypto adoption that gets put out there, and the more people that are aware of crypto, the happier I am. So I have at it, Elon. I think it's awesome.
I think it's awesome. Really, at the end of the day. Now, all right, so back in the last bull market, Elon put out some tweet about flicking a tiger in the privates. Let's just say that. In other words, upsetting the tiger. And it's kind of up in the air. What did he mean? Well, you can kind of see, look, he bought Twitter. He disrupted the agenda, if you will, whatever you want to interpret that as, leave it up to you. But now look at him just be the ultimate troll. At the end of the day, I don't think it's about price manipulation. I do agree with you. I think that's just a side effect. I think that's fun on top of it. But I think the real purpose of what he's doing is not money driven. I think it's strict humor and trolling. He is the world's biggest troll. And if you're holding on to Dogecoin, you can benefit from that. That's proven at this point.
In my video this morning, I talked about how, call me crazy, but I think one of the safest, I know this is not financial advice, guys, but I think one of the safest 5x to 10x on your investment would be buying Dogecoin when it was 7 cents. And this coming bull market, I think 70 cents is easy. It's easy. It's all it takes is Elon to do something like this or integrate Dogecoin into Twitter, and boom, you get a 30% pump in a single day. There's no reason why, if he came out and said, hey guys, you're allowed to give people Dogecoin, and Dogecoin is going to be the currency on Twitter, the cryptocurrency on Twitter. There's no reason it doesn't go to 70 cents in a week.
Yeah. Yeah, and at the end of the day, you know he's going to tweet something about it again. I mean, that ship has sailed. Like, if there's any question in your mind, is he going to say something? Of course he's going to say something. It's really just a matter of when, really just a matter of when at this point. And it happened. And so congratulations if you guys had a Dogecoin pump, you got in on this pump. Maybe not a bad time to take some profit into Bitcoin. Well, Bitcoin's a little slower right now. You had a good little pump there. Maybe you're hanging on. Let me know what you guys are doing with your Dogecoin in the comments down below. We're very, very curious. But I'll tell you what, Dogecoin is a heck of an investment. Might not be something good, might not be something bad to hold in this bull market. And again, we're going to talk more about kind of altcoins versus Bitcoin here. And let's, I guess, get into the CRO. Let's get into the CRO. So here's some articles that you might have been seeing lately, folks. For anybody holding some Cronos coin, the question is being posed again. Let's just backtrack. Remember, FTX collapsed. Everybody said Binance was going to fail and Crypto.com was going to fail. They survived the bank run. They survived the FUD. And you can even go back to, the days where, do you guys remember this? This is so funny. I found this the other day, Blacksea. I thought you'd get a kick out of this. Crypto bull market ended. It's a bear market. And the Matt Damon commercial came out. And they literally, on CNBC, used this as an example of the Matt Damon top. Dude. This is CNBC.
How about that? So just bashing the celebrities that are being a part of crypto, just being like, yeah, crypto's bad. So any of you guys that aren't on our side is the enemy. It's so ridiculous. Like, come on.
And for any of you thinking, why is Crypto.com crashing so bad in this bear market? Maybe this is a reason too. Like, they made this, like, look at this clownish image of Matt Damon smirk. Like, it's really funny. And, it was a great ad. It's a great ad. Fortune favors the brave. What a great slogan. What a great saying. And he came out just the other day. And after this bear market occurred and we had all this downward move, we hit a bottom. And here we are. We're moving back up. CRO hit its low. At least we think it hit its low. Bitcoin certainly hit its low. And now the conversation's kind of back to this crypto collapse and back to now, is Crypto.com going to be next on the U.S. exchange hit list? This is what people are asking. Now that Binance is getting sued, and we'll talk more about Binance. I'll give you guys a little Binance update as well, but is Crypto.com the next exchange to get attacked by the CFTC, by multiple different regulatory bodies here in the U.S.? I don't really think so. We have Matt Damon come out and support his ad that he did after, people asked him on the red carpet, hey, tell us about your ad. He came out and he praised them. Crypto.com gave $1 million of their own money on top of the funds that they paid to Matt Damon, who also donated all the funds he got from this commercial. Really a lot of good messaging. And now the question's being asked, is Crypto.com in trouble? And then you got this clown, Whale Chart, came out and said, breaking, Crypto.com exchange is under investigation by the U.S. government agencies and may collapse or stop operating in the U.S. Chris Marziak comes out and defends
Such a baseless claim. Baseless claim.
Baseless. But how
it's
surprising is this
Francisco Gabriel in the chat, we need another Matt Damon commercial. I would love that, actually. It'd be so great. Everyone would love that. Everyone would get such a kick out of it, and it'd be the talk of the town. I would love to see that. But when it comes to Whale Chart, I mean, I said in one of my videos a couple days ago that, he should really be careful, because this is saying what he said here without any sources. This is lawsuit territory, definitely. He should be very careful here.
That's a great point too. And this guy in particular, everybody in the Crypto.com community has heard of the Whale Chart guy. Binance he attacked every exchange. But he goes out with news that could totally be fake. And that kind of brings up a whole nother, issue, right? And there's really nowhere you can go where on a breaking story you can be 100% confident. Not even at the Crypto Report, unfortunately. And the reason I say that is because when a story's absolutely breaking, you cannot be 100% certain that the story that you're hearing is true. News spreads fast, especially on Twitter, and people jump the gun. They pull the trigger on a statement, and then they say something. And we try to be very conscious about that here. But sometimes we're going to read you guys a story that we're hearing, but you'll always notice what we say following that. Now, this isn't confirmed. We haven't confirmed this, right? These are things we're always going to say, because if it's not confirmed and we got to wait for more news to come out, we're going to come out and say that. Now, Whale Chart doesn't do that. He doesn't come out and say, not confirmed. This is like a fact that he posts. Well, Chris Marziak comes out and defends it, which is fantastic. And hopefully, people are reporting this. If you guys didn't report this tweet from him, maybe you should, right? I mean, these are things that are not healthy for the crypto community. I really don't think this is good for exchanges at the end of the day. And to kind of back up the point of why I'm not fearful of the U.S. government coming after crypto.com, specifically the CFTC, which is after after Binance right now. Chris Marziak just tweeted out, the up-down options trading is now live in the U.S., across the entire U.S., the most strict country when it comes to crypto regulation. They have a CFTC-approved product. Are we really supposed to believe that they're going to get crushed by the U.S. government? Is that something? Is that a story?
I think that's massive. I think that's massive that it's literally a CFTC-approved product, and they integrated that into the app. And I think that that's absolutely massive, because you're not seeing Binance do that. And unfortunately, what I do when I see, I'm going to tell it how I see it is, I think that this is kind of a play to, you got to pay to play, and crypto.com is definitely doing that.
Yep.
And since the beginning, crypto.com has not been shy about saying their number one goal is to be compliant with regulation. And that probably will mean pay to play, and using a CFTC approved product, I guarantee you that's pay to play in my eyes.
Yep, and he's doing a great job here too of spreading the word. And at the end of the day, you want them to be compliant. You want your coin to exist. You want your coin to do well. You want your exchange to do well. Then you're going to want to see them comply, right? You're not going to want to see them get absorbed by the U.S. government per se, but you're going to want to see them comply. And he comes out, does a great job, replying to his own tweet, reminding people this is a product developed by our CFTC regulated subsidiary. This is something they bought, a company that was CFTC regulated, and they're able to do this. They're ahead of the curve. So I'm pretty excited about this for crypto.com. But, there's a lot of other things to be excited about for the project as well. Main City, more updates. Blacksea, we didn't talk about this one, you and me, yet, but they came out and they showed a little bit of a snapshot, right? You got like a gym in there. There's like a Pride Records. There's showing a little bit of what the in-game platform is going to look. And it does look a lot like we were talking about on the channel. Roller Coaster Tycoon, like kind of similar to that. Are these the kind of things that you're looking to see? More teasers out of a Loaded Lions Main City when you're thinking about NFTs?
Without a doubt. When it comes to successful NFT projects, I'm pretty good at sifting through the weeds and finding them. And I will tell you something that's really important about these NFT projects is that they keep the hype going. And they're starting to lean into what a truly successful NFT project does. And they tease and leak a little bit and leak a little bit and leak a little bit. I would like to see, well, first off, I will say there is substance to this. Mm-hmm. There is substance to this. However, I know you're going to say, Blacksea, come on, aren't you ever happy with what they do? However, I would like to see some more literature about the in-game economy.
Yeah.
Am I going to be able to walk around in the game? Will I be able to play with others? Will it just be a leaderboard in the way of playing with others? Will I be able to be in 3D, 2D? Show me some gameplay.
Oh, come on,
Show me some gameplay. Yeah, I know, right? But you know what? When it comes, hey, in all honesty, let's get real here. People pay thousands of dollars to be a part of Main City. People pay thousands of dollars for NFTs.
Yep.
We gotta be hard on these guys.
Absolutely.
We need to be hard on these guys. I don't pay thousands of dollars to go to Best Buy and play a computer game.
Yeah.
I pay a monthly fee, and if I don't want to play it anymore, I pay a one-time fee. If I don't want to play it anymore, I'm done. I'm not treating it like an investment. We're investing money into these projects. We're giving them capital we need to be hard on them.
Yep.
We really do.
Absolutely. And I'll tell you this, like, gosh, I mean, I was so excited about the loaded lions there at the end of the year, going into the new year. The hype was incredible. Everybody was so excited. The community was so fired up. And then they dropped the ball. And it's not the first time either. And so they have had a couple chances. Well, I think right now they have been improving in terms of this news. So I think they're on an upward trend. They just got to stay on this path. Because at the end of the day, you're exactly right. I mean, people are putting thousands of dollars. A loaded lion is worth over $1,000. You're putting thousands of dollars into this to get your loaded lion, to get your cyber cubs, a couple $100, to get your plot of land, depending on what land you want. It's $50 or $4,000 for the most extreme plot of land. So they're going to need to be held accountable, and that's what we're here to do. And so we're going to continue to, tell the truth about what we feel about this project here. And they're doing a better job, but we got to make sure that they keep the hype excitement coming. They keep the facts coming, and also that the game's good. Hopefully the game's good, but it's hard to say yet. So right now, this is exciting to see. But, aside from the loaded lion specifically, I put all these things together, and it makes me feel good. You could say, why are you bullish on Dogecoin? Well, Elon Musk is going to pump that could be your reason for Doge, right? I mean, and it's a community token. It's a meme coin. It's the best meme coin. Maybe you're going to say that. I'm not saying that, but maybe that's what your thoughts are. Well, why is it crypto.com? Because they got a CFTC regulated exchange, because I believe their market cap should be half the value of we have all our theories. So these are the things that we put together as we're looking and wondering, are we going to get an altcoin rally? These are some of the things we start to consider. And I think there's an argument to be made right now, folks, that we might be looking at an altcoin rally. And I'm going to go back to Ethereum here. Ethereum is jumping to its highest price, almost $1,900 per coin in the last 8 months. This is ahead of the upgrade. Now, we've been talking about on the channel how we didn't really anticipate a big pump due to this upgrade. And it's not necessarily a pump due to the upgrade. This could be a coincidence, but I will say the upgrade's coming and there is a pump happening right now. So we might have been off on this, but I do believe you got to look out, guys, because nothing goes straight up. Things have rallies. That being said, maybe this has nothing to do with the Ethereum upgrade. Maybe it has something to do with Bitcoin's soared, like we talked about earlier. Now Ethereum's catching up. Altcoins might follow.
Yeah.
And then Bitcoin might go ahead again. What are your thoughts on that, Blacksea? Is it the upgrade? Is it altcoins? Is it too soon to tell?
I will say that I think the biggest thing we need to be looking at is this 4-year cycle with Bitcoin and where we're at. It makes sense here. Now, whether or not it's Ethereum itself, that's hard to say. There has been times where Ethereum has ran 30-40% when Bitcoin has done nothing for a week or two. There has been times like that. And I will say this did happen about a month or two after its previous upgrade in the previous bull market. Mm-hmm. So please keep that in mind. There is a chance of that happening, but I don't necessarily think that it's going to be based on this upgrade right now. I don't think you're going to be seeing that pump leading into this upgrade. I think it's more so of an afterthought of, let's say, a month or two after this, then you might see a fuse get lit and then a big move. I mean, we're up, but all in all, Bitcoin has made the largest move here.
Yep. But the question is, and some people are starting to say, I pulled this one up, altcoin season on the horizon, crypto market poised to surge 60% in coming months. Is that something that you think we might be able to see, or is it too soon?
First off, General Scarborough, Scotty in the chat, AI or gaming, next narrative. I'll be honest with you. I think what the next narrative is going to be in crypto is going to be put your money into Bitcoin because the banks are collapsing and your money's not safe anywhere else. Not trying to cause panic and not financial advice, but I think that that's really going to be the next narrative here, especially with more and more of these countries ditching the US dollar. Mm-hmm. I think that Bitcoin might be the next narrative. However, in the next bull market here, I definitely think gaming is kind of has been. Gaming came out at the end of the last bull market, but there was just announcements. There wasn't enough time for them to create something. And I think now you're finally starting to see about a year and a half, 2 years later, you're starting to see some of these games come to fruition, like the main city game. You're
Yeah.
starting to see that stuff. So I do think that could line up for a new narrative like that. But as of right now, I really think that the narrative is going to be Bitcoin, 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 safe haven asset, protect me from inflation, protect me from the banks. And I think it's protect me from centralized entities, really. And I think that's what will be Bitcoin. When it comes to altcoin season on the horizon, I do think that that's possible.
Yeah.
I mean, we're in the middle of an altcoin rally right now. But I keep saying, I'm looking forward to Bitcoin dominance coming up here for the short term. But a 60% surge is nothing after that happens. I think we'll get the 10x, 20x's here after Bitcoin makes its move leading into the Bitcoin halving.
Yeah, no, and that's an interesting thought. In terms of Bitcoin, the Bitcoin narrative, I agree and I disagree with you because he's saying that the next narrative, I see that as the narrative right now. I really do believe that the big narrative, and I think this narrative is going to remain for a while. So in that sense, I agree. Bitcoin is the story. It's the banks are failing. Bitcoin's the story. Inflation, inflation, inflation. We're looking for something deflationary. Bitcoin's the number one coin. Bitcoin's still the narrative. But eventually, an altcoin season comes. And then, to your point, General Scotty Scarborough, got that wrong. That's okay, though. Is it going to be AI or gaming? I'd have to lean, if I had to pick one or the other, I'd have to pick probably AI. Why? Because we kind of saw a little bit of a gaming rally in the last bull market, and it's usually the fresh thing. It was like metaverses and then gaming tokens, and we had like a little bit of excite on gaming tokens in the bear market as well. We had a little bit of an AI pump, but I still think there's going to be like this huge panic in AI coins in the next bull market. That being said, I think metaverse tokens, gaming, AI tokens, all those, when a true altcoin season comes, put on the blindfold and throw a dart. I really just think trillions flow in. When trillions flow into the market, if we get back, we had a $3 trillion market cap in the last bull market. If we break above it, when we break above that, we do believe we're going to break above that. Are we going to $10 trillion? Are we going to $20 trillion? We talked about both those numbers. I think anything in between that is extremely feasible in the next bull market. And when you're talking about a $200 million market cap for an AI coin or a $100 million market cap for a metaverse token, trillions are flowing into crypto. You could easily have 10, 20, 30, 40 X's on coins like that all day long. But the question really then remains, when do we get the altcoin rally? And I think that the altcoin season is different than an altcoin rally. You really the language is important. I don't think an altcoin season comes until prime bull market time. That being said, altcoin rallies happen throughout. And I think it's a game of scales. Bitcoin moves, alts move. Bitcoin move, alt move.
Yep. I think you're spot on with that. I think that I think there's only like one time where it's really truly a altcoin season in quotation marks, and I think that's usually at the beginning of the the beginning of the bull market, and then after that it kind of is just Bitcoin's the show, and then after Bitcoin goes up, the altcoins come up with it. I think that's really to really condense it all. I think the majority of the time there's altcoin rallies. And then there's a very specific moment in each cycle that is a altcoin season.
Yep.
We have like the most violent moves, like I've been saying, the 10s and 20x's.
It's crazy. And like you look at CRO Coin specifically, the craziest moves that it had, the best time it had was back in it was like September, October, November, and then it was over. And so it was like 3 months of glory, and then the bear market came. And in between that, we had great moves. It was down to 5 cents. It was up to 25 cents, back down to 13 cents, and it played all these games. But the game is patience, guys. Know that there will be seasons for the altcoins. There will be rallies for the altcoins. So buy low, sell high. Buy low. If you're trying to trade it, buy low, sell high. If you're trying to hold it, just hold it. A bull market's coming, guys, and a lot of money will be made one way or another. It just depends how you want to do it, really. Just depends how you want to do it.
There's a different strategy. Everyone has a different strategy that works best for them. I would say find the strategy that works best for you, whether that's holding long term, just DCAing, whether that's trading. If you do want to trade, description box below, $8,000 sign up bonus with BitGet, 4,500 with Femex. All you do is click the link, deposit, open a couple trades. Some people like to leverage trade, use the tools. Some people just want to hold, buy and hodl. And whatever works for you guys, as individuals, do that. Do what works best for you, for your strategy.
Yep. And a shout out to Benny Blue Eyes in the chat. How you doing, Benny? Nazar, by the way, shout out to the fam out there. Good to have the community in the chat. But Benny was saying, this is a quote, guys, for Benny Blue Eyes. Crow gonna 10x and then Crow Coin gonna 10x easy next bull run. He says financial advice. Well,
oh man.
You know what, Benny? I'm not going to say this is financial advice, but I think we're going way higher than a 10x, my brother. Call me crazy, but don't call that financial advice. All right. Oh, we're going to have some fun, guys. There's going to be a lot of money made. But in the meantime, we're still dealing with some fallout and the FUD. The thumbnail here is fear. You see this fear, buy the fear, I really do believe in that, guys. You see all these stories breaking out, and if you had bought on the FTX collapse, you're up big time right now. If you bought Bitcoin 3 days after you heard the news of the collapse, even if there was a little more downside after that, you had just about a 70% rally from that bottom. And right now, we've got all these other stories coming out trying to drive these prices down, and these companies are hanging on strong. The Voyager Binance US deal is trying to be stopped by the US government, but can they really stop it? I think there's an argument to be made that they can't, because Voyager Digital's creditors stand to lose $100 million if these delays caused by the government continue on, because they have a deadline on April 13th. If this isn't all solved, basically Voyager Digital's creditors will lose $100 million, which is not good. That would not be a good look for the U.S. government. So inevitably, that's probably going to be fine, right? And now, I'm not saying that Binance's market share isn't slipping. You see this headline, Binance's market share sinks after the CFT lawsuit. Of course, right? But I think there's also something you got to keep in mind, guys. Binance is the biggest exchange. Where do you go from there? The only spot you can really go from there is down. You can't get bigger than the biggest. And so inevitably, Binance is going to lose market share, regardless of how great or terrible or whatever they're doing, whether there's lawsuits or not. Eventually, they're going to lose market share. And, you look too and you see Bitcoin and Ethereum have been surviving here through all this FUD. But what you want to know is, guys, Binance is doing just fine. But that doesn't mean that they're going to be losing market share. I pulled up DeFi Llama for you guys, in case you're not familiar with DeFi Llama. DeFi Llama shows you the total value locked up in all the DeFi chains across all of crypto. And I'm bringing this up because, again, Binance is losing market share. Is it because of the FUD? Well, maybe. But is Binance going to lose market share anyway? I would argue yes. I'm not saying Binance is bad. I'm not saying Crow is 1,000 times better and that it deserves to be higher. Maybe, maybe not. But I am going to highlight one thing for you. What you're looking at is a chart of Ethereum making a 53.9% of the overall DeFi market in terms of total value locked up. And you're also looking at this chart that goes back to August of 2020. And what you see in this blue category is, over time, Ethereum's market share of the total value locked up in the DeFi ecosystem goes down. That's what happens to the big dog. It loses over time. Does that mean Ethereum's not as good as Binance Smart Chain, as good as Cronos, as good as Solana, as good as Optimism, Avalanche, Phantom? No, but it does mean that other projects are performing, they're competing, and you have a good market. You have a competitive market. And so I think there's an argument to be made that, look, Binance is fine. There's going to be some other performers that are coming up in the meantime. But what we see time and time again is these exchanges are continuously getting fudded. But here we are. We're strong. These coins are surviving. I mean, Blacksea, is the FUD warranted for Binance here? And, are they going to lose their top spot? I mean, what are your thoughts on, kind of what I just ran through?
Okay. So I don't think that Binance will lose their top spot unless something catastrophic happens. And to be quite frank, I do think that there's a lot of powers that be that are trying to severely damage the leaders in this industry when it comes to the on-ramps and off-ramps of crypto. And that being Binance, Crypto.com, Coinbase, and a lot of these other exchanges. However, I don't think that Binance is going to fail here because a lot of these entities that are going after Binance, well, Binance is not really located in the US, okay?
Mm-mm.
And I will say that the US is going after Binance definitely way harder than any other country. And I think that right now, especially, that crypto is becoming more of a political issue and a political talking point, which is a good and bad thing because we do need the regulation. However, we're at war here, guys. The government here in the United States is definitely going after these on ramps and off ramps to make room for CBDCs, and there's going to be what's the saying? You can't make an omelet without breaking a couple legs because they're definitely going and trying their hardest. But at the end of the day, they're not going to be able to eliminate all the on and off ramps. They're not going to be able to ban
No.
Bitcoin, and it's decentralized, guys. We're
Yeah.
moving towards decentralization, and there's nothing that anybody can really do to stop it.
Yeah, and I'm gonna shout out again, General Scarborough in the chat. You're putting out some gems right now. Gonna quote this one. I guess he says, "quote I guess don't look for a needle in a haystack. Buy more haystacks." I really like that, General. I think
Yeah,
that's a good one
it's good.
because diversification's key. You know, maybe you do like exchange tokens, maybe you don't. But if you do like exchange tokens, you're probably better off buying a variety of exchange tokens than just one exchange token. If you like crypto, you probably don't just want Bitcoin. You probably want exposure to some of the altcoins too. You know, I think that's something that we all got to remember. I think a lot of people like to kind of die on the hill, right? You go all in on one project and that's it. It's your end all be all. Look, and you can make a lot of money if that coin goes up, but if that coin doesn't go up or doesn't go up as high as some of the other coins that you might have invested in, then you're going to really get hurt. If you're looking for the needle, you might have just been better off buying the haystack. Really, I like that one. I like that one.
Yeah, I
General.
mean, from I know Crypto Kip. I won't speak for him, but him and I have been through many crypto bull markets and bear markets, and him and I always joke about how at the end of the day, when we're in a bear market, we say, "Wow, we should have really taken more profit into Bitcoin," because
Yeah.
Bitcoin is the haystack, as
Yeah.
General would say, and sometimes it starts to get a little bit tricky. It gets a little messy when you start investing all into one specific coin. And diversification is very, very important. But I will also say, like we've been, I sound like a broken record, but you really got to figure out what your strategy is, what your strategy works best for you, because everyone's different. If you were to tell me, hey, I want you to just only buy once a year Blacksea, and that'll be your strategy, I would say, no way, I can't do that. I'm paying way too much attention to the market. I would have way too many itchy fingers. I'd want to do something, and I wouldn't be able to do it. And now for some people, that strategy would be amazing for them. Amazing because they just want to buy it and forget about it and just hodl it. But, everyone's strategy is different. It's as simple as that.
Yeah, and right now too, I think, it's going to be interesting to see the strategies from these exchanges and how they're playing out. Very interesting to see that right now, and you're looking at the crypto exchanges here. Binance is down in the last month, $699 million, which is pretty significant. That being said, it's got $55 billion in clean assets, so I think they're okay. In terms of a percentage, it's a very small percentage of their stack. In the meantime, OKX has been climbing up in a big, big way. Crypto.com is hanging in here, doing real good here. Ranked number 4 in terms of clean assets. So, very interesting to see these strategies play out. I don't see OKX hitting any headlines. I don't see them really hitting any big marketing deals. I see Binance hitting the big marketing deals. I see Crypto.com hitting the huge marketing deals. It's going to be very interesting to see how that strategy plays out. I would argue that we still have not seen the Crypto.com strategy play out in a big way. We saw one big rally in November. We almost hit $1, and that was it. I'd like to think that that's probably not the full extent of the rally we're going to get from the marketing, but maybe marketing's not the play. It's very, very interesting to see how these exchanges are getting attacked differently, how they are promoting themselves differently, how they're tweeting differently. Look at the difference between Binance and CZ and Chris Marziak, the CEO of crypto.com. Binance's CEO kind of is more playful, doing a little bit more like that. And then you got CZ, CZ is a little more playful. And then you got Chris, who's kind of more serious and only really retorts somebody that's spreading FUD when necessary, you know?
Yeah, it's you got to realize, let's get one thing straight. Guys, we're on the cutting edge of a financial renaissance, really. So it's really, there's many, many variables that we have no idea how they're going to play out. Just like what Crypto Kip said, what strategy is going to work out better? Being very, very active like CZ and saying some questionable things, taking down some questionable exchanges, or being more like crypto.com and specifically following the rules, getting just basically pleasing regulators as much as possible. Time will tell, guys. Time will tell.
Yep. Now, let's talk economics a little bit. Let's get into the boring stuff. No, it's actually kind of exciting, guys. I mean, if you've seen anything over the last couple of months, the conversation about inflation and the failing banks is the thing that's been sparking the rally in Bitcoin and crypto. Well, lately we haven't really been talking a whole lot about it because we kind of had the recent Fed rate hikes and then now we're waiting. And looking at some of the things coming ahead, I want to get you guys geared up, ready to go. Today, we actually had some job openings that came out that people were pretty excited about. That maybe that was a hint that inflation is going to get a little bit better. But the biggest thing you got to look out for is coming next week, guys. And that is on Wednesday. All right. Wednesday, we are going to have the core CPI data coming out. And that is going to be something that investors, at least in the traditional market, are looking at in a big, big way. So that's coming Wednesday, February 12th. That's coming out next, or excuse me, not February 12th. Oh, this is old stuff. This is old stuff, actually. CPI data is coming out soon. Oh, here we go. Okay. Excuse me. Core PPI data coming out on April 13th. So that's coming out soon, guys. That's something you got to be looking out for. On top of that, in May, we also have on the 2nd and 3rd next FOMC meeting, you're going to see some Fed rate hikes coming out. That is something that investors are looking to. And right now, the bet is that they're not going to raise the rates right now, that they're just going to stay where they're at current, which is what we're seeing right here.
Crypto Kip, I kind of like this thing where the Fed doesn't talk for a few months. It's pretty nice, actually. I mean, let me know in the chat below if you guys like that, because for a while there, it seemed like they were talking every single day and crashing the market every single day. Yep. But let me know down below what you guys think about that. But I think that I don't think that they can raise rates. I really don't. I think that they have pushed it to the limit. I mean, they're printing money. They're printing billions of dollars again, erasing the past 6 months of pain in the market. I just can't. They're in such a terrible position right now. And honestly, the way that they are, their strategy right now is what's making all these other countries say, you know what, we don't want the US dollar because you don't know how to control it and you're devaluing it and putting it into oblivion. So I don't think that they can raise rates. And if they do, man, oh man, it's going to be a bumpy ride.
Yeah, but here's what I kind of want to get out there now. And 60% of people agree with you, and I do too. And I really don't think they can raise the rates. But now let's kind of take a step back and think about it this way. At this point, and we talked about this last week too, but I'm kind of going to get deeper into this because I really am starting to believe this. At this point in time, we've seen all the games. We've seen the banks fail. The Fed was raising the rates to try to fight inflation. Because he did that, the banks failed. We see it's a disaster. We understand that there's debt. We know all that. No matter what the Fed does, we know now. Now the jig is out with social media, with YouTube, with independent journalism. We now know that this is just a game of levers that they're playing, really. And at the end of the day, now we got to ask ourselves the big question: does any of this really matter? Does any of this really matter for Bitcoin and crypto specifically? If anything, whether they raise the rates, whether they lower the rates, there's one other lever that they're going to have to pull, right? And then something's going to go wrong here, or something is going to go right here, and something will go wrong over here. We're just watching manipulation happen, and the escape to that is crypto and Bitcoin. So I got to pose the question: no matter what the Fed does, I don't care what they do, does it matter for Bitcoin? Or here's the other part of that: does Bitcoin go up regardless, I guess, is what I'm asking, right? We got a bull cycle coming. It's the 4-year cycle. It's interesting that these decisions by the Fed changed the price trajectory of Bitcoin in a bear market, right? In an accumulation phase. I would argue we're moving towards a bull market. When does this stop mattering?
I will say that I think that the Fed has reached this tipping point with the hive mind consciousness of the people investing. And I think they've reached this tipping point where everyone's saying, wait a second, they don't know what they're doing. They have no idea how this is going to play out. I need to keep my money safe the best way I possibly can. And now that's Bitcoin. So what you're saying, really, I think that people are moving to Bitcoin because of the uncertainty, which is interesting, but because before, when people were uncertain about markets, they would sell everything. They would turn it into cash. But because the Fed is doing this flip-floppy, we're going to print money, no, we're going to raise rates, no, actually we're going to do both, people are saying, oh, wait a second here, now fiat, the US dollar, is dangerous. I need to put my money where I know it will be safe, where nobody can manipulate it to a significant degree like this, and that's Bitcoin.
Yep, and you see now too, Saudi Arabia accepting the yuan for oil now, which typically they only accepted the dollar. That's a change. You've also got Brazil talking about accepting the yuan as well in a big way. People are moving away from the dollar. I think even in, I want to say, Malaysia, something today.
Malaysia, India as well.
People are moving away from the dollar, and it's kind of obvious. You know, the dollar has had an empire as the world's big currency for the last 105 years. That's not going to last forever, guys. Eventually, it's not going to be a thing. And look, not getting political, you could look at the country and know it's falling apart. I mean, the debate that people have, whether you're one side of the aisle or other, it's not even humane, right? I mean, and maybe I think we're finally getting to a point where we're starting to realize, hey, like, we got to figure our stuff out. Like, we got to start to get along. Like, everything is so political, right? We're at this point where it's just so obvious how messed up we are as a country, and like, we can't even debate properly, really. You know, there's no good debate going on. And I think other countries are starting to see that. I think they're starting to see the way we're handling our economics. I think they're seeing that we've been in power long enough, and we're doing fine financially, sure, but like economically, like the way that we're going about staying on top, is that right? I think people are saying no. I think people are rejecting that. So you have countries abandoning the dollar, and you have banks collapsing, and you have people fleeing to Bitcoin. It's a beautiful thing, guys. It's really a beautiful thing. It's exactly what you want to see.
It's definitely it's beautiful, but it's definitely pretty intense. You know, I don't like to spread fear and panic, but it's definitely a big deal. It's definitely something that I didn't expect to see in my lifetime, but it's starting to happen, and it's starting to play out, which is pretty incredible.
It's pretty incredible. And it's the kind of thing that will get us back up. You know, Blacksea, we have talked a lot about, you know, some of the previous bull runs. So here's the other happening back from 2012. It almost just went straight up, like one little kind of capitulation in the middle and then straight up. Then we had the next bull run, a little bit of stagger on the way up. Had the next bull run, which was the most recent one, and we didn't even get up into the red. We didn't even get to the top of these bands. We had the pandemic. We had all these other things. The narrative about the dollar wasn't happening. Banks weren't failing at that time. There was none of this going on, right? Now, Bitcoin is not only getting looked at by some of the largest hedge funds in the world. Bank of America is getting into Bitcoin, right? You have so many different people that are getting into Bitcoin in a big way. And now there's this shift in, is the dollar still the currency? Do you think there's a chance that Bitcoin could get back up to these red bands, like in the next bull market? Or even crazier, do you think there's a chance that we break out above this pattern ever? Right? I mean, at the top of this band, you look into 2025, you look at summer 2025, is it $283,000 to $382,000 Bitcoin coming? Really? I mean, and can we break above that? Are these the events that we need in order to see something like that?
Now listen, I'll tell you my opinion here, because I've been thinking about this long and hard. I've been thinking about this since the last Bitcoin halving, really. And the more time goes by, I think about it more and more. The way that crypto is being talked about now versus the way it was being talked about in 2016 is literally night and day. And with the way that the world's economy is going, there is definitely a chance that we get a big move here. And when I talk big move, I'm talking touching these red bands.
You're talking $20,000 candles.
Yeah, because I don't want to be a moon boy, but unfortunately, I will say this: if we are having candle moves like that, unfortunately, I do think that there is some serious pain going on in the economic world. So keep that in mind when I'm trying to paint this picture to you guys. If we're making these moves to $280,000 Bitcoin, $300,000 Bitcoin in 2025, breaking out of these red bands, I think there's a lot of other negative pain going on in the world. So maybe that's not really what we want to see, but just know that if you are here right now, you're probably protected because you probably have some Bitcoin.
Yeah. And Benny Blue Eyes, new emoji idea. He wants a balloon losing air with a dollar sign on it, flying all over and just like popping. Oh, Benny. Benny,
how about
you know what?
that?
Sending the love to Benny out there. We got Alpha in the chat, guys. Alpha,
good to see you.
Awesome Twitter space, man. Glad to have you in the comments, man. Good to have you here with us. Guys, a couple other things to look out here. Want to show you guys this. We have 1, 2, 3 green months in a row. April. Look at this, Blacksea. 2020, 2019, 2018, 2017. All 4 of those Aprils were 30% gains for Bitcoin. That's incredible. Now, we've had some red months too. We had a 50% April. We had a 7% April. These were kind of, this was bearish Aprils in the past here. 3 years. 2 years. Do you think we can get green here? Do you think that this $30,000 is going to evade us one more little dip before we move up? Or do you think
give us a 2023 where April is a big green month, and then we have a couple red months, some more green months, but mainly green months. I think that I'm prepared for some sideways action here. Definitely leading into the Bitcoin halving. Definitely prepared for some sideways action. But I wouldn't be surprised if April was a green month.
Yeah, I mean, go back to the 2017 bull run. We have 1, 2, 3 red months in the entire year of 2017. That was before everything was manipulated. That was before there were people trying to short Bitcoin like crazy. They were trying to short it then, but it's getting crazier. Crypto's getting political too, which is both good and bad. Good in that it's going to get talked about more. People hopefully learn more about it. Bad in that it could become toxic. We'll have to see if it really gets into that narrative. I think people are starting to see through some of those narratives, but yeah, I mean, I'd like to get a green April, maybe, 1 or, 3 red months would be fine here in this year. I think we're gearing up for another bull run. It's inevitable, guys, but we'll have to keep an eye on April. Right now, it's looking red, but part of the reason I just don't think there's a lot of action going on right now. Bitcoin's a little tired. Obviously, we had this big run up to 30,000, almost, 28,000, moving sideways right now. Just keep an eye out, guys. It is all about the liquidation events. These are the things that move us up. When people are starting to get liquidated, things start to move. That's when you get your 2,000, 5,000, 10,000, and hopefully eventually, $20,000 candles for Bitcoin upward. We want upward candles is what we want. But we'll keep an eye on the liquidations for you guys. Let's take a peek, though, at the chart. Now, I'll tell you, we have a couple channels that we drew out here on the channel. You're looking at the overall Bitcoin chart right now. Broke out of this kind of blue channel that I had drawn and moved towards $30,000. Didn't quite get there. Now, we are stuck in here. So this could happen, guys. We could get this. Again, look, this goes all the way through April. Now we're into May. So it might be sideways for April. So just be aware of that. We might get something like that. In the meantime, I think we are due to just kind of test the bottom of this range possibly. I wouldn't be surprised, guys, to see us hit this $26,000 price level, at least $26,700 at least. And also kind of try the top of this range again. But if we break down below this, don't be afraid, guys. See and look for some other spots. Maybe at 25,300 we take a stop. I don't think we're going to get down to the bottom of this band again. It's certainly possible. We could see a $21,000 Bitcoin again. But if we break above 29,000 in a big way, really this red wick here, 29,200, 29,300, I am expecting a big move. Probably a big liquidation event as well. Maybe some shorts will get wrecked. We can get a move up to the 30,000, possibly even as high as $32,000 is what I was looking at over here, just kind of getting back to this previous peak. Blacksea, what are your thoughts here on this Bitcoin chart for kind of the short term and midterm?
My biggest price levels by far are 26,300. Don't want to see any daily candle closes below that. And as long as we're getting these daily candle closes above that, I see bullish continuation until 32,000.
I'm with you. Overall market cap looking pretty good. Something I was talking about here on a video earlier. The previous bear market, the two bear markets ago, we came out of it. We had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 green total market cap monthly candles in a row. I would argue that the bottom is in for Bitcoin and crypto right now. So we're getting 1, 2, 3, working on our brand new 4th green candle. Do you think we continue upward here on the overall market cap? And we get another green month. I mean, do you think that there's any pattern here, or just kind of, hey, we'll just have to see how it plays out. Bull market's coming. Who cares?
I think we see. I don't think we're going to have as much of a volatile move up, but I do see that in the next few months. I wouldn't be surprised if we have a green up and to the right, but steady. I don't see any massive $500 billion getting injected into the market right now. But I will say that, the 4-year cycle, is awfully uncanny, and it likes to. It's accurate. It's accurate. I know I sound crazy saying that, but the 4-year cycle is accurate, and we're tracing it basically to the T right now.
It's accurate. It's accurate for now. I think it's going to continue to be. If anything, I think if the 4-year cycle gets invalidated, and if anything, I'm going to be bullish. I'm going to say it gets invalidated upward. Honestly, that's honestly where I'm at. Not financial advice, guys, but we're feeling good. We're feeling good. I'll take a peek at CRO for everybody as well. There's a line here that I'm looking for CRO to break across. We've been looking a lot at Bitcoin versus CRO versus Bitcoin. CRO versus Bitcoin is going down. Well, over time, CRO has just been kind of going down as well. We had an attempt to break above 10 cents, which was good. Here's your FTX collapse. Ever since that FTX collapse, we have not really been able to break above kind of this downward slanting line here. If we can break above it, guys, I'd be bullish. I'd be looking for a move back up to kind of this 8 cents level, maybe even spike up back to this 9.5 cent level, and then hopefully to fair value. But we're going to need to break above soon, 7.5 cents, and then continue that move towards 8 or 9 cents to really get a move upward. But overall, guys, zoom out. Look at the weekly candles. Look at the monthly candles. Zoom out. Understand the 4-year cycle. and get ready for some gains, folks. T Jackson, good to have you in the chat. I think that's Granny Jackson right there. Yep, on Twitter. I know you. We are giving away a loaded lion at 25,000 subscribers, guys. Make sure you follow us at _crypto report. If you're a member like T Jackson, like Benny Blue Eyes, like Nazar, like everybody with the emojis and the color next to their name, you get an additional 10 entries for every single month you're a member on our channel towards this giveaway, and you also get access to our private Discord. Just go to our YouTube channel to join, or in the link in the description down below, and you can join the Discord. Guys, you can talk directly with me and Blacksea. And Blacksea, what are we talking about in there?
Yeah, something I'm really excited about right now in our private Discord is NFT alpha, NFT trade signals, and other trade signals, really. And there's going to be NFT whitelist spots coming as well. But something I'm really eager to start doing is start talking DeFi strategies. I really have been exploring that space. And I think it'd be a lot of fun. I think it'd be really beneficial to teach you guys about it.
Yeah, and we're even thinking, I'm not going to reveal it, but we're thinking about going to a little NFT conference coming up. We'll have to see. We're still working on it, but we're going to try to get more active out in the public, outside of the webcam, get into more of these events, especially as the bull market starts to fire up, as the channel continues to grow. We hope you guys love the content. If you do like the content, guys, do us a favor. It helps a lot in the YouTube algorithm. Smash up the like button, guys. If you like the content, you want to see more, hit the notification bell and subscribe to the channel, guys. And we have 5 videos coming out every single day. Let us know what questions you guys have in the comments down below. I'm kind of looking to see what's going up. Benny Blue Eyes is asking Crypto Runner if he's upgrading to that uranium card. Say what? I love it, guys. A lot to be excited about. Looking for some chats here. If we got anything going on, give me 1 sec.
Yeah, guys, feel free to ask us some questions. We love the back and forth with you guys. Really, really enjoy just talking with the community and seeing what's going on.
Yeah, we're going to have some fun. We had quite a lot going on last time. How can we trust any of the numbers they put out knowing they're already changed definitions to get the numbers to fit their narrative? Yeah, I mean, Benny, you're talking about the government and all these numbers they're putting out. Yeah, I mean, it's a sham. It's a charade. They're losing it. The dollar is getting more boring for other countries, and they're looking elsewhere. They're looking to China. Nazar asked, Nazar, you think maybe we're a bit too early for altcoins to rally? Q3, Q4 maybe? Yeah, I mean, I'll tell you this. I think altcoins can rally at any time, Nazar. Really, that's the truth of it. But there's times where Bitcoin moves, and then there's times where altcoins move, and sometimes they both move together. So again, I think we got to go back to, there's a big difference between an altcoin rally and an altcoin season. And I'll be the first to say, I don't think we get an altcoin season until prime bull market, most likely mid 2024 to mid 2025, somewhere between the summer of 2024 and the summer of 2025. We'll have a massive altcoin rally, most likely, so long as history repeats itself. Or
yeah, I could get behind that. I could totally get behind that. Not seeing a true altcoin season where you're getting all those massive moves until we are in the heat of the bull market, if you will.
Yep. And Prophet is asking, Blacksea, this one's for you. When Lambo and rolls?
For what? From what, I should say.
I'll answer this one. When you buy enough crypto.
yeah, I guess in 2025.
Here's another one. Here's an actual question for you, Blacksea. Question: could the XRP lawsuit trigger the next bull run if positive?
Yeah, I think that definitely. I really think that it's crazy that all this positive news is getting condensed around the Bitcoin halving. I don't think you're going to see a true end to this XRP lawsuit. I don't think you're going to see a conclusion to it until a couple months out from the Bitcoin halving. And on top of that, with the regulation, the banks collapsing narrative, as well as the Fed printing money into oblivion, I think it definitely could be a trigger to a big move to the upside.
It really could. And I don't think, I'll tell you this though, Nazar, I don't think it's going to be the trigger to the next bull market per se. I think really at the end of the day, it's all about the 4-year cycle. but I think it'll give us a good move up for sure. I mean, I don't see how it couldn't, right? I think it could give us a huge substantial move up, but I would argue once the bottom's in, the bull market's triggered and it just kind of slowly happens over time, right? We're in the, Blacksea and I had a debate about this the other day. You could call this a bear market, you could call this a bull market, or you could call this a accumulation phase, and that could all mean the same thing, right? And so it really just depends on how you define it, right? But I would argue that right now we're in the accumulation phase of the bull market. I think the bear market's over, and I think we're in the accumulation phase. And what I mean by that is the accumulation phase is where we're moving up. We're just not in the face-ripping gains mode yet.
Yeah.
And maybe an XRP case could trigger that, but it really is a matter of timing with the Bitcoin happening more so. Blacksea, what are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I think that we're totally in the accumulation phase. I've been preaching that this is the year of accumulation. I really can get behind that idea. And I would say that we're on our way up overall, leading into the Bitcoin halving. However, we're not getting those crazy $10,000, $20,000 candles.
Benny Blue Eyes is killing me right now. Crypto Kip, you been shaving, or are we witnessing the painstaking process you went through for the full goatee you had a month ago? No, Benny. Good question. The goatee comes in about a week or two. I can get the full goatee back in 2 weeks. But I've got some events coming up. I got some family photos I got to be ready for. So I'm staying clean for the relatives. So good question. I hope that answered for you. T Jackson asking what's going on with the Paris and going digital, blah, blah. I'm not sure about that. I got to take a peek at that. I'll check that one out for you, though. I'll get back to you. And we're not going to tell you guys that we know something that we don't know. If we don't know an answer to something, we're going to be honest with you. We say this time and time again. If we don't know the answer to something, we're not going to speak on it, right? We'll get back to you there, though. So, looking at another question, another one for us here. Are you planning on getting more loaded lions or cubs for the main city? Well, I'll tell you this, Francisco Gabriel. We replied to your comment, by the way. You shouted that out in the earliest stream. I love that you were putting that out on Twitter, looking at some of the updates going on for Loaded Lion Main City. We are getting ready for that. I've got a Loaded Lion. We've got 2 Loaded Lions, actually. We got one that we're going to give away, so that's coming up at 25,000 subscribers, remember. And I've got a Cyber Cub. Do I want more? Potentially. You know what I might end up doing, Francisco, is I've got like 30 plots of land or something crazy like that. I'm going to sell the plots of land as soon as the floor price gets to a reasonable spot. You only need 1 plot of land. I'm looking to make some money on those and flip those. And then I might get, another Loaded Lion or maybe a couple Cyber Cubs. Blacksea, what are your thoughts? I mean, are you looking at these, or are you kind of waiting to see what's going on?
I need more data on the game. I need to know that it's a good investment. Like when we were talking about it earlier, I was saying thousands and thousands of dollars are being invested into this game from people like you and I, and we need to know I need to know more about this game to make those decisions.
Yeah. No, and I think that's true, and I'll tell you that's going to drive whether I buy more. And you could argue, but then you're going to miss the boat. And it's like, well, probably not. I mean, there's going to be a lot of upside when this bull market gets going. You're going to kind of really know whether this project is extremely valuable or not, and there's still going to be so much upside. When these things move, you saw it. We looked at 2017. 3 of the 12 months were red, and the rest were green. So there's a lot of upside coming. I'm going to keep an eye on it. I might buy some more. We'll have to see. I got to flip some land first because I've got too many NFTs for my taste right now. I got a lot of NFTs. I want to flip some of them, get some cash, and then I'll kind of reassess and see some other projects that I want to get into as well. I got to stay diversified, right? I can't be all in on any one project, and I can't be all in on NFTs and not in on crypto, right? So that's something we got to keep into consideration as we're kind of getting ready for this. Francisco likes where you're at with that one, Blacksea. He likes where you're at with that. Another question. People are wondering, when will, question, not if, but when Crow or Wise. Crypto Runner, it'll come. It'll come back. We talked a lot about that on the stream. Eventually, altcoins will rally. You look at the biggest months that Crow had. It was really 3 months in 2021, I want to say. I think it was the end of 2021. It had 3 months of excellent glory. I think you could see something like that again. And that kind of goes to Lee's question as well, where he said, well, when every coins are going up, but why is CRO staying the same price? Bitcoin's moving. Bitcoin's moving for now. Really, that's something we're looking at, and we're anticipating that to happen. Again, the questions are coming in. If you have a Cub, can you get into the main city game? Yeah, you don't even need a NFT to get into the main city game at all. T Jackson, you just play the game. When the game comes out, you get in-game benefits if you have a Cub, if you have a Lion. So there you go. And CRO is a long-term hold, guys.
Lee 48 says, so it means I need to hold CRO for 5 more years. I mean, I wouldn't say that you don't have to do that. It might behoove you to do that, but not financial advice. But I do think that the next 2 years here is kind of a make or break point here, where you're going to start to see these huge moves for these altcoins. So be prepared. Not necessarily 5 years, but I'll say it. I said it twice already. I'll say it again. Do whatever strategy works best for you.
Yeah, you do you. You do you. Seriously though, guys, you gotta pick your own strategy. And here's the other thought on that. Do I gotta hold it for 5 years? Well, let me ask you this: if you are going to buy Microsoft, are you buying that because you think you're going to get rich in 10 seconds? Or are you buying that because you believe in the company and you want the dividends and, you think that Microsoft is going to stay as a stronghold? I would argue that the reason that I buy CRO is because I'm a long-term holder. I believe in that this is a long-term company in crypto. And so I'm okay with a 5-year plan. But that being said, to Blacksea's point, there's going to be a time to take profit. You got to take some profit, right? You got to take something off the table. So you got to play that game accordingly. And really the best thing you can do is stay up to date with crypto. If you guys like this content, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell, get alerted of all the videos that come out, because I promise you this, guys, me and Blacksea are relentless. We are going to come to you guys every single day with 5 videos, 2 shorts, 3 long videos. Every single week, we'll do 2 live streams every Tuesday and Thursday at 5:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. We will continue to answer your questions. As new things come, we will continue to research them. If we don't know the answer to something, we'll find it out for you, because we got a long ride ahead of us, folks, for the bull market. And there's a lot of money to be made, and we're very excited. We're going to cut it there, guys. That was awesome. Had a lot of fun with you guys. Blacksea, do you have any parting words for this crypto community today?
Yeah, I do. I have to answer Benny on this one. He said, it's like a rubber band. It stretches, it recoils. That's why, in my opinion, it's best to set percent withdrawals at set prices and always have 20% in. And I won't say the last part of that. But, but I will say that really that's such a good explanation of the crypto market. It rips up really high, and then it retracts down, and then it rips up again. Guys, just please, if you want to start trading, keep a close eye on crypto, and you'll understand these market conditions. Crypto Kip and I, every single day, will keep you in the know. Thank you so much for watching, guys. I love doing these live streams, and I'll see you on Thursday.
Absolutely, guys. Another one coming soon. That's all we got today. I am Crypto Kip. That was Blacksea. This is the Crypto Report. Don't forget to smash up the like button, subscribe to the channel, and as always, DCA, HODL, and we'll see you in the next one. Thanks, everybody. Have a great night. We'll see you next time. Peace.